I've been putting off playing this game for close to a year. I finally played it, and I have one question, both for y'all and for me. Is Pokemon Legends ZA a bad game? I'll go ahead and say it. Yeah, I think it is. There are so many reasons, but you're probably wondering why I even played it. If I've been putting it off, I knew I wouldn't like it. So why did I? And that's very simple. Pokemon Champions. There are so many Pokemon available in Pokemon Champions that are very easy to get in Legends ZA. It's just easier to catch all the Pokemon I want to use in Legends ZA and transfer them to Champions and like shuffling through every Pokemon game I have to try and find one Pokemon. And also shiny hunting. Legends ZA is one of the easiest games to shiny hunt in, if not the easiest. So it's an obvious choice for shiny hunting. Obviously, spoilers. So if you haven't played or, I don't know, don't want to know about the game, just don't watch. But with that, I'm going to tell you why I don't like the game. I streamed the whole game on Twitch. Please go follow me at Cordy Boo. Please go follow me. I have no followers. Please, please, please go follow me. Please, please, hello, please, hello. The first thing I hate about this game is the first thing you see in the game, which is the dialogue and the cutscenes. Why the hell are they so long? I would literally find myself spamming A and B just to get through the fucking dialogue to be met with a long-ass cutscene. It's so annoying. And I know that sounds like a stupid complaint because people usually just want more story, but it's not story. It's just a repeat every time of what you've already been through a million times. Like, oh, you've got to go fight these rogue megas. These 3 rogue megas. Oh, you got to run all the way across town to battle this one trainer to rank up 1 letter. It's just repetitive. Not only that, but it's not even an original story. It's an expansion on X and Y. So either you have played X and Y and you already know what's going to happen, so you don't really care, or you're like me and you haven't played X and Y and you don't know anybody. You don't know any of the characters, so it's like, who are all these people that I don't know? Honestly, even if you did play X and Y, you probably know what's going to happen. I didn't play X and Y, and I did know it was going to happen most of the time. It was so predictable. Alright, the second thing I hate about this game is the battling. It's so stupid. They've built a whole franchise on this specific format of battling. It's been in every single Pokemon game since the start of Pokemon. And then you're just going to change it? One of the core features of almost every Pokemon game. I mean, I would get if battling wasn't a key feature of the game, like Pokemon Snap or, you know, another Pokemon story game that's not about battling, but like with just a little bit of battling in it. But you're literally tasked with ranking up through battling. It's one of your main goals. Mega Evolution is one of the main things about the game. You're forced to battle in this game. You just spam attacks until you win. There's no skill. It's just spam, spam, spam until you either, you know, win or die. You could argue that that makes it easier for new players, but what about every single old player? I mean, I'm pretty sure the majority of Pokemon game players are older fans of Pokemon. We don't want change. Not to mention the Megas and Alphas. They constantly follow me and not the other trainer or either of the Pokemon that are on the field. They follow me and attack me. I also hate not being able to heal in the middle of a battle because you're sitting there clicking X and it's not working. You have to be able to land a move to be able to click X to heal. When, if I'm able to land a move, my opponent Pokemon is also able to land a move, so I'm just going to die before I can fucking heal. Their battling format is the thing I hate most about the game, and I could rant about it for hours, so we're just going to move on. I also hate the battle zones. I love Legends Arceus. Okay, I know that's kind of irrelevant. I love Legends Arceus. I think it was the perfect game. They handled battling zones with an open world-esque system, but they were separated by regions. And this worked on so many levels. Each region had a different environment, each region had different Pokemon. It was basically open world, so it felt immersive. And each region wasn't tiny, they were huge. You could run around wherever you want, catch whatever Pokemon would be in that biome because it's, this Pokemon goes here in this biome, it makes sense. Each region was also not separated by giant green fucking walls. I would get it if it made the game run smoother, loading less Pokemon. But the Pokemon are literally loaded when you go to the battling zone. They're always there, I think. I mean, they're there when you get there. They don't just load in when you go into the zone. I don't see the benefit of them. The next thing I hate is the story. As you know, I love Legends Arceus. One of the main reasons, if not the main reason, is because it lives up to its name. Legends. Legends, underline it, Legends Arceus. It's about the legends of Hisui. Why the hell would you call a game a Legends game if it takes place a few years after an already made game? That's not Legends, that's future. There's no correlation between the title and the story of the game except for maybe ZA. And honestly, I don't even think there's anything to do with A in the game, so just Z for Zygarde. That's the only correlation with the title in the game. I just thought Legends games would give us a history of each Pokemon region. Is that too much to ask for? I want to know what happened decades or centuries before this game. I want to see the ancient Pokemon regions. I want to see the history. What's not cool is seeing basically the same exact game I watched my cousin playing when I was a kid with better graphics and worse gameplay. Next up, some of the Mega Designs. Most of the Mega Designs. The only new Pokemon designs in this game are Megas. There's no regional forms, there's no new Pokemon, just Megas. Which is fine. That's totally fine. Except half, if not more, of the Megas are ugly as hell. And they're not even that much more powerful. Yes, Mega Starmie is one of them. But it doesn't end there. Pyroar just has a bigger yet uglier mane. The Raichus just have bigger ears and bigger tails that don't even fit their bodies. Dragonite has giant wing ears and a ball on its tail. Meganium just has more flowers on her neck. Feraligatr just has a giant jaw on its neck. Excadrill has bigger drill thingies. Electros has bigger arms. And there are so many more examples. Do you see the pattern though? They just get bigger features. Bigger, poorly designed features. Bigger, poorly designed features that don't fit the Pokemon. I want to see cool patterns. I want to see cool features. Something that makes sense for each Pokemon. Not just, let's throw a jaw on its neck. Scrafty, I think, is a great example. I mean, it expands on its concept. Garchomp, not the new Garchomp, regular Garchomp, looks scarier. It looks like a fucking monster. That's cool. I want to see that. I don't want to see giant jaw neck. Next up, probably the most annoying, is how do I get on the fucking roof? And to make it even worse, usually it's scaffolding. Not an elevator, scaffolding. And you know what's wrong with the scaffolding? It has those tiny ass planks that are supposed to be a bridge. It's not. You just fall right the fuck off. I climb up the scaffolding 5 times, just keep falling off, just to realize I'm on the wrong roof. I have to go halfway across the fucking map to get to this roof. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Next, the characters. They're low-key rude as hell. Not as much in the late game, but literally every single character except for maybe AZ is rude as hell to you. For no reason. Do they think French people are just rude like that? I mean, they kind of are, but not really. Especially the characters that are supposed to be my friends. They're the most rude ones. Why are you saying that shit to me? Now, you can't make arguments without considering counter-arguments. Counter-argument here being that the game is good. So I'm going to list some features that I like. The list is very short. Though I do hate the battling system, I do think it works mostly in favor of Mega Pokemon. Similar to battling Arceus or the Alphas or whatever they're called, the whatever Cleavor is in Legends Arceus. It works for a large enemy. I will say I do think the Terra Dungeons or whatever they were called in Scarlet and Violet also worked very well, but I do think this works better when battling a physically large enemy. I also like that you can just leave the battle zone when you're about to die. That is nice. Though I do hate the giant green battle zones that are super small, it is nice being able to just leave the battle. Juking on Pokemon will always be fun to me. I also like not having PP. PP is one of my least favorite aspects about traditional Pokemon games. Running out of moves is so annoying, and it doesn't happen super often, but when it does, it's always at the worst time. So having rechargeable moves is pretty nice. I also like the rank up system. Going from Z to A, pretty cool. But I mean, that's a basic Pokemon concept, I guess. Ranking up, going through the ranks, whatever. The Team Flare reveal was cool. A lot of the reveals were cool, even though they were very predictable. And even though those likes were kind of critical, that's it. That's all I can think of, which they were just minor things, but that is why I still don't like the game. Those are minor things that I liked about the game, which do not outweigh the dislike. But I will say the ending saved it. Wow. Finished at 5 a.m. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, this is all streamed on Twitch at CornyPoo, same as my YouTube. If you enjoyed this video and like watching people live on Twitch, hop in. Like I said, I don't have any followers, so some people to chat with would be nice. And you get to watch me making the videos that you're watching right now. This was also my first kind of video. It's my first actual video. I'm gonna keep making videos like this. So if you have any suggestions or constructive criticism, feel free to share it. If you hated this video, please let me know. I will ask, please don't be harsher than I was in this video. I don't think I need that. But, I mean, you know, go for it, I guess. And also, like, subscribe, the works. Yeah, that's it. Bye.